So, here we are at the end of the fifth Rails conference, and we have had a wonderful time. As I always say, I loved it, so it must have been great. Do you agree? So we have a couple of quick announcements. The first thing is we are giving away T-shirts to people who donate to Be More Smart Fund. And you can do that. We've raised, I think, $300 so far, but not a lot of people know about it. So after the session at registration, you can donate $2, you can donate $1,000, whatever you like. But we got the suggestion from the Baltimore group on which charity to donate to. So please feel free to do that.
We also want to announce a new initiative or a day of celebration. And to do that, actually, we want to bring up Glenn Vanderberg, and hopefully we can get our slides up.
The initiative is apparently Neil Ford Week.
There we go. I really miss Why the Lucky Stiff. Why gave us a lot of great software and a couple of books and some really neat things, but I think mostly he gave us an attitude of whimsy and fun and play and irreverence that I think is really important for our community. It may seem weird for me to be up here saying this and reminiscing about why, given that 2 days ago I was standing right here urging you all to think of yourself as engineers. But just to answer that, I want to remember that 4 years ago at the first RailsConf, Why took the stage to entertain us and strapped on his guitar and walked to the microphone and said, "Put your best practices away!" And those of you who were there might remember that I stood up right then and gave him a one-man standing ovation for that statement. As much as we need to take ourselves seriously and our work seriously, we also need to have fun, and we also need sometimes to break the rules and step out of our habits of thinking and try weird and wild things so that we can move on beyond the way we do things now. On August 19th of this year, it will have been 1 year since Why, for whatever reason, chose to withdraw from the online community. And some friends of mine, mostly colleagues at InfoEther and a few others, had the idea that this year on August 19th, 2010, we should celebrate Why Day. And set aside some time on that day to break the rules and hack just for the fun of it, and put your best practices away and create something wild and weird and wonderful. Thanks.
Okay, so a couple quick announcements. You might remember at the beginning of the conference, we mentioned that this is the 5th annual RailsConf. Well, now this actually is the end of the 5th RailsConf. And are we not coming up? So we get an exclamation point. Right? Because I think this has been a great conference, and I hope you all have enjoyed it as much as I have and Chad has. Logistical stuff, right? The way speakers and events get better is by you telling us what you saw. So please go to the sessions, and you'll see the stars, and you'll see the comment box. Fill them out. Also, the keynotes, unfortunately, most of the sessions aren't recorded, but the keynotes are, and you can get to them on the homepage. If you scroll down a little bit, they'll be on the side. And
the big announcement, amazingly, we put up the site. We were working on this earlier today, and we brought down the RubyConf site for a minute, and someone tweeted, "The RubyConf site is down." We're thinking, why do you know that? And then DNS propagated, and someone tweeted, "Woohoo, it's going to be in New Orleans!" So that's our big announcement. It's kind of been out for a couple of hours now. But we have an awesome venue, and the timing, as I'm sure you'll all agree, could not be better. It's an unfortunate coincidence what's going on there, but the New Orleans economy really needs us right now. So November 11th through 13th. Registration's not yet open, but follow us on Twitter, RubyConf.
It's like the Apple Store going down during the Steve Note, and then it comes back in the new product. Okay, so this is a huge conference, right? There are 1,500 of you, and we can't do this alone, and we're not alone, right? So we want to thank David and the core team. We want to thank all the speakers, all 68 of you, actually 85 of you. There are only 68 sessions. The sponsors and exhibitors who helped make this possible. Ruby Central has been the driving force of this conference since it started. The O'Reilly conference team is fantastic. I can't say enough good about them. The audio-visual and support staff with Good Company, GESI, Tricord, James Duncan Davidson, hey, taking our conference photographs, which you'll see on the website, which are fantastic. The Baltimore Convention Center staff has been invaluable, and I can't say enough about the Baltimore on Rails community. They have blown us away.
Yeah. We're hoping they'll just move to wherever we go from here on out.
And, of course, there's you, the Rails community, who always blows us away. So give yourselves a round of applause.